terrifying stories that circulated around the town had grown more frightening with each passing year. One of the old tales spoke of a dark lake deep in the woods outside the town. An old cabin by the lake had not been used for years. This cabin once belonged to a famous detective named James Blackwood. But 10 years ago, while investigating a murder case, James disappeared. No one had seen him since. One night, the town's new detective, Sarah Turner, set out to investigate the strange and eerie events around the lake. Taking on this task, which no one had dared to do for years, was both a challenge and a necessity for her. With the townspeople living in fear, Sarah wanted to put an end to it. When she reached the lake, it was dark and mist had started to settle. Sarah turned on her flashlight and headed toward the cabin. As she opened the door, a damp, cold air hit her face. Inside, she found a bulletin board covered with old newspaper clippings and photographs. They all pointed to the same event, the disappearance of James Blackwood. As Sarah carefully examined the photos, she noticed something. All the photos pointed towards the depths of the lake. With her heart pounding, Sarah returned to the lake and looked into the water. At that moment, she saw a reflection on the surface. It was James's face. But this was impossible. James had disappeared 10 years ago. After a moment of shock, Sarah composed herself and walked to the edge of the lake. Suddenly, a hand pulled her into the water. Panicking and struggling, she found herself being dragged under. The water was cold and dark, and she struggled to breathe. After a few seconds, she collided with an old iron door beneath the surface. When she opened the door, she saw a small room inside. In the middle of the room was James's body tied to a chair, his eyes open and staring blankly. Sarah quickly surfaced, gasping for air, and immediately returned to the police station. However, when she told the townspeople about the horrifying event, no one believed her. Everyone thought she was simply struggling to solve the mysteries surrounding the lake. One night, Sarah went back to the lake. This time, she was determined to solve James's murder and bring peace to his spirit. Diving into the lake's depths, she found the iron door again. Inside, James's body was gone. However, she saw messages written on the walls. "I am here. I am watching you." Horrified, Sarah returned and never approached the lake again. The townspeople thought she had made up the story, but Sarah knew something was in the depths of the lake, and it was still there. The town continued to live with a dark secret, and the lake remained remembered for its terrifying stories.